Welcome to my channel. World Scene News. Subscribe to my channel for news updates all around the world. Picture this: India, with its Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, is determined to become self-reliant. The government is rallying citizens and industries alike, urging everyone to dream bigger and build stronger, all under the banner of national pride and economic independence. The message is everywhere: make, buy, and use Indian products, especially to reduce dependence on China. From billboards to TV ads, the call to support homegrown brands is loud and clear, echoing through city streets and rural markets alike. Meanwhile, India is rolling out the Vande Bharat Express, sleek, semi-high-speed trains that symbolize national pride and progress. These trains are not just a mode of transport, they're a statement of intent, a showcase of what Indian engineering can achieve. The plan: build hundreds of these trains, connecting the country like never before. The vision is to knit together cities, towns, and people, making travel faster and more comfortable for millions. But here's the twist. Despite all the ambition to keep this flagship project running, India had to buy one of the most critical components: the wheels, from China. These wheels are the foundation of the train's performance and safety. Yes, the very country the self-reliance campaign aims to counter. It's a paradox that's hard to ignore, especially when the stakes are so high. It's like swearing off junk food, only to sneak out for a midnight snack at your rival's diner. The contradiction is almost comical, yet it reveals a deeper truth about global supply chains. This wasn't a minor purchase. India signed a $21 million deal for tens of thousands of forged wheels. The scale of the order shows just how much is riding on these imports. It's a glaring exception to the self-reliance narrative, exposing the gap between aspiration and reality. Even as the country pushes for independence, some links in the chain remain foreign. Building a self-reliant economy isn't as simple as making a speech or putting up a billboard. It takes time, investment, and the development of specialized skills and infrastructure. Sometimes the journey to self-sufficiency takes a detour right through your biggest competitor's factory. The irony? Unmistakable. But it's also a reminder of how interconnected the world really is. The lesson? Self-reliance is a marathon, not a sprint. Progress comes in steps, sometimes slow, sometimes fast, but always forward. And sometimes you have to run part of that race on wheels made in China. The road to true independence is long, but every journey has its detours and its lessons. The Vande Bharat Express was meant to redefine Indian railways: fast, modern, and world-class. It was a symbol of a new era, promising to connect cities and people like never before, and to showcase India's technological ambitions on the global stage. The government staked its reputation on this project, promising hundreds of trains to transform travel. It was more than just a transport upgrade. It was a statement of intent, a vision for a future where India could compete with the best in the world. But building high-speed trains isn't just about design. It's about sourcing thousands of precision parts, each one critical to safety and performance. Every bolt, every circuit, every wheel had to meet the highest standards. The most critical? Forged wheels. Strong, flawless, and safe at high speeds. These wheels are the unsung heroes, bearing the weight of progress and ensuring every journey is smooth and secure. India's main manufacturer, SAIL, could make wheels for slower trains, but not these specialized ones. The expertise and technology needed for high-speed wheels were still out of reach. The technology gap was clear, and the country relied on imports for this vital component. Without a domestic solution, India's ambitions were tied to the reliability of global supply chains. The dream of a fast-moving India was suddenly at the mercy of foreign suppliers. Any disruption abroad could bring progress to a grinding halt at home. Without these wheels, the Vande Bharat project risked stalling before it could truly begin. The vision of a modern railway was now threatened by a single, missing piece. The vulnerability was real, and about to be exposed by events far beyond India's borders. Geopolitical tensions and global crises could disrupt supplies overnight, leaving the project stranded. The lesson: even the boldest vision can be derailed by a missing link. Progress depends not just on ambition, but on the strength and reliability of every single component. And in this case, that link was forged steel. The future of Indian railways and the dreams of millions rested on the strength of a single, perfectly crafted wheel. For years, India sourced its high-quality forged wheels from Ukraine, a quiet, reliable partnership. Ukrainian factories, with their Soviet-era expertise, kept India's railway ambitions on track. But in early 2022, war erupted in Ukraine, shattering supply chains overnight. Factories went silent. Exports stopped, and India's steady flow of wheels dried up. Suddenly, the Vande Bharat production line faced a full-blown crisis. No wheels meant no trains, no matter how advanced the rest of the technology. What was once a technical procurement issue became a national emergency. The government scrambled for alternatives, desperate to keep its flagship project alive. The disruption exposed just how fragile global supply chains can be. A distant conflict had brought India's modernization drive to a screeching halt. The stakes, not just trains, but national pride and progress. With Ukraine out of the picture, India needed a new supplier, fast. The only country with the scale and speed to deliver: China. Despite political tensions, India signed a $21 million deal with China's Taiyuan Heavy Industry for 30,000 forged wheels. The first batch was scheduled to arrive quickly, just in time to keep Vande Bharat production moving. It was a pragmatic, if uncomfortable, decision, choosing immediate needs over long-term strategy. The optics were awkward, India's pride, running on Chinese wheels. But the alternative was worse: delays, stalled projects, and public embarrassment. The deal was a lifeline, but also a stark reminder of India's industrial gaps. Sometimes necessity trumps ideology, and in this case the wheels of progress came stamped "Made in China." The Chinese wheel deal exposed a paradox at the heart of India's self-reliance push. It was a moment that forced the country to look inward and ask some tough questions about what it truly means to be self-sufficient in a globalized world. Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat are powerful slogans, inspiring millions and fueling national pride. But real self-sufficiency is more than just assembling parts or putting together finished products. It means mastering every link in the manufacturing chain, from the most basic raw materials to the most advanced components. India can assemble trains, design interiors, and build carriages with skill and ingenuity. But forging high-strength wheels at scale, with the precision and consistency required for modern railways, that's a challenge the country is still working to overcome. The gap isn't just about assembly, it's about deep industrial capability, having the technology, expertise, and infrastructure to produce world-class components from scratch. The wheel crisis showed that slogans can't substitute for decades of investment in technology, research, and infrastructure. It revealed the consequences of underinvestment and the risks of relying on imports for critical parts. True self-reliance means controlling everything from raw materials to finished products, ensuring quality at every stage, and building resilience against global supply shocks. The Chinese import was a wake-up call. India's industrial ecosystem, despite its progress, still has critical blind spots that need urgent attention. The lesson: national pride is important, but so is honest assessment of capabilities. Only by acknowledging gaps can real progress be made. The path to self-reliance is long, demanding patience, investment, and a willingness to learn from setbacks. Shortcuts don't work when building a truly robust industrial base. The Vande Bharat wheels became a symbol, not just of progress, but of the work still to be done, and the potential that lies ahead if India rises to the challenge. The challenge now is clear: turn this vulnerability into a catalyst for real, lasting change, and invest in the skills and technology needed for the future. Only then can India ensure that the next chapter in its industrial story is truly and proudly made in India. The wheel crisis jolted Indian railways into action. The new goal: build a robust domestic ecosystem for forged wheels. No more reliance on rivals. Indian Railways floated a major tender for a state-of-the-art plant, aiming to produce 80,000 wheels annually. The government offered a 20-year purchase guarantee to attract private investment and technology partners. The plan: a joint venture, with Indian Railways holding a minority stake and private partners bringing expertise. A new axle plant in Bengaluru is also in the works, set to open by mid-2025. These moves are about more than just solving a crisis. They're about future-proofing India's railways. The blueprint is clear: invest, partner, and build world-class capacity at home. The ambition: not just self-sufficiency, but global competitiveness. The journey from dependency to dominance has finally begun. Importing wheels from China isn't just an economic decision, it's a geopolitical tightrope. India and China are rivals, with a tense border and competing interests across Asia. Any dependency on China, especially for critical infrastructure, is a strategic risk. The government has tried to reduce Chinese influence, banning apps, scrutinizing investments, urging local alternatives. Yet the Vande Bharat project ended up funding a Chinese state-affiliated company. Critics warn, this creates vulnerabilities and sends mixed signals about India's resolve. Every shipment of wheels is a reminder of this uneasy compromise. The reality, in a globalized world, supply chains and geopolitics are deeply intertwined. India must balance immediate needs with long-term security. No easy task. The wheel shortage didn't just hit Vande Bharat, it rippled through the entire railway industry. Private wagon makers like Texmaco and Titagar faced stalled production, not from lack of demand, but from missing wheels. Finished wagons sat idle, waiting for a single component. To keep things moving, Indian Railways allowed manufacturers to use their own imported wheel sets, mostly from China, for government contracts. In exchange, future domestically produced wheels would go straight to Indian Railways. This barter system was a clever stopgap, keeping production lines running without more direct imports. It was a temporary fix for a deep-rooted problem. The real solution? Build capacity at home, fast. Until then, the industry walks a tightrope, balancing innovation with improvisation. The wheel crisis became a catalyst for change, forcing India to confront its industrial gaps head-on. The new vision, a railway sector that's modern, efficient, and independent of unreliable foreign suppliers. The cornerstone is a new forged wheel plant, backed by a 20-year government purchase guarantee. Combined with the new axle plant, India aims to meet soaring demand as more high-speed trains come online. The goal: control the entire supply chain, from the simplest bolt to the most advanced component. This push for self-sufficiency will create jobs, foster innovation, and build a resilient economy. The $21 million Chinese wheel import will be remembered as a turning point. It transformed self-reliance from a slogan into an urgent necessity. The journey ahead is challenging, but the destination is clear. India is determined to run its trains on wheels that symbolize true national strength. The future, forged in India, for India.